There was actually a bit of hard news that came out of the Mike Duffy trial today, which is shocking given the banality of the rest of it. But the news is this: there was an actual expense that then Senator Duffy did not claim. The trial has already heard that he claimed for national capital living expenses in his own house where he'd lived for 7 years, that he claimed per diems, half per diems, of course travel expenses, used his 64 points. Each one of these points, by the way, is worth a return trip anywhere in Canada, pretty much. But we learned today that he did not claim for moving expenses. And his lawyer, Don Bain, suggested actually that that spoke very well of the senator. He wasn't trying to suggest to anybody that he'd actually had to move to Ottawa, where he'd lived for 4 decades, he wasn't trying to deceive anybody. So that's I say this obviously with some snideness, that's the news. It was actually a very good day for Mr. Bain and for Duffy as well, because the defense lawyer got, as well as to suggest that his client had been honest and above board in all his filing of expenses, and that he hadn't tried to pretend that he needed to claim for moving expenses to move from his house to his house. He also got to really throw a junior staffer under the bus. This is a woman who may have been assigned to Senator Duffy in the very first weeks after his appointment, and who may or may not have filled out his very flawed first expense form for about slightly under $5,000. So he got to do that, and then he also got to raise the specter of a plot or a secret. And the secret is that the Senate apparently intends to assert parliamentary privilege over an internal audit that was done in 2013. And the lawyer has a good point there. I think if the Senate expects its people to come here and to be grilled as Nicole Proulx, the then chief financial officer of the Senate, is being grilled now by Mr. Bain, then they ought not to hide anything. So that's it from the Duffy Courthouse.